Robert Kobe Mainoo set to stay at Manchester United beyond the January transfer window, and who knows what holds for the future of Kobe Mainoo at Manchester United. But in this video, I want to talk about how this remaining part of the season is absolutely vital for Kobe Mainoo. What impact can he play, his performances so far, and the likelihood of him staying beyond the summer window. Now, what I can and immediately say about Kobe Mainoo, the fact that Manchester United and Ruben Amorim himself was looking to get rid of Kobe Mainoo is a criminal offence in itself. Now, in my opinion, Mainoo is one of those players who doesn't come around so often, and it's one of those players that you build your team around. Now, people were crying for him to kind of be in that team under Ruben Amorim in that pivot, and Amorim just didn't rate him. Simple as that. Now, under Fletcher, he got his first start of the league, which is crazy to say, against Man City, and he played the full 90 minutes, and I thought he did do a very good job. Now it has come out from Fabrizio Romano that he's expected to stay at Manchester United, and his contract situation is likely to become a main topic of conversation. Now, listen, this remaining part of the season is huge for Kobe Mainoo on so many levels. To cement himself into this team for the remaining part of the season, with the new potential managers. Well, we know a new manager to come in and make his case there, depending on what system they play, but also for himself to potentially get into that World Cup squad. I know that will be a personal ambition of his, and it's probably a personal ambition of every player, really. And I think that England squad being so competitive and dynamic and having so much quality in that midfield, it's going to be very difficult for Mainoo to get into the team. Now, I hope he does, because I think he's a player that has the talent, no doubt, to be in there, but based on performances, that's how you get him, really. And I think what I've been so impressed by Kobe Mainoo is, yes, obviously his brothers and kind of putting out pictures and stuff like that, but Mainoo hasn't really done too much from what I've seen anyway. There could be stuff that I haven't. But yeah, I think Kobe Mainoo, for me, I think this needs to be said in terms of it's a big remainder of the season for him. Hopefully, he can have a big part to play in this team. The fact that Ruben Amorim benched him so many times, again, as I said, is ridiculous. But ultimately, the remaining part of the season is hopefully huge for Mainoo. And as I said, his performance against Man City was very good. He looked more vocal. He looked up for it more than anything. And I think that sort of quality of performance was class. And I don't think we've seen. We just want to see Kobe Mainoo go back to his best. We just want to see the Mainoo that we saw in that season, 22-23, I believe. What was it, 20? No, 23-24 under Ten Hag, where he broke into the team. He scored the goal in the FA Cup final. Like, that's the Mainoo that we want to see. And this season, it wasn't the season that you probably expected from him. Neither was last season. But I'm hoping now the remainder of the season is a big opportunity and a big chance for him to get back into this team. And I think he's someone who can really develop under Michael Carrick. Carrick who knows the experience of playing for the club in multiple games. He's managed the club now, and I think he can learn and kind of develop in the Kobe Mainoo. Now, again, he's had experienced players in there. Casemiro, someone who I'm sure he learns a lot from day to day on his professionalism, his overall quality, leadership, what to do in certain scenarios. But I think Carrick is someone who, listen, you look at some players who massively develop players. For example, Ten Hag, that one season that Rashford had, he developed in quite a bit. You look at how at other clubs, City have developed Phil Foden. Like these sorts of players, Saka and Arsenal, like these sorts of players, you bring them through the academy, you expect them to be in the club for a while, and I think Mainoo could be that guy and could be the player that's expected to be at Manchester United for a very long time. Now he is going to be staying. Obviously, there was talks for him to potentially leave and go to Chelsea and go to Napoli, who are heavily interested on a loan deal, but that was simply just because Ruben Amorim was there and he wasn't playing. Now that Mainoo is playing regular football, or hopefully he's going to continue to be playing regular football, for me should be in that starting 11 to play Arsenal on Sunday. I think that's the perfect opportunity for him to now rest his case at the club. Now, again, in terms of contract, I believe he's on about 20 grand a week and would want a new contract upgrade, which is completely understandable. I think Mainoo's a guy who has earned that at the club, in my opinion. I think if you look at some of the wages that some of the players are on, I think Mainoo definitely deserves more. Now, if you look at the contract that Kobe Mainoo has, um, it's until 2027. So again, it will be a huge topic of discussion. And again, I do expect him to sign a new deal. I mean, he is ridiculously young. I think he's 20 years of age. I hope he's one of those players that plays his whole career at Manchester United. But yeah, the contract situation is interesting. We'll see what does happen. It will be a key topic in the next few months, I'm sure. I mean, you can't have Mainoo going on a free, and I don't think he will leave on a free, but you don't want that to happen anyway. So, yeah, listen, Kobe Mainoo, I think, is a big part to play about Kobe Mainoo. I'm happy that he's staying at the football club, and that has kind of been my reaction, really. I think it's a big 15, 6, is it 16 games left of the season? for Mainoo, you want to see him start games and hopefully put a case in to be in that World Cup squad for England, because ultimately as a player, there's no bigger pride than representing your country. But we need to see more from Mainoo. We know the talent is ridiculous, and we need to continue to see him develop in that top player that we know he is. Because, in my opinion, he's the most talented player in this squad, and I think we just need to see it. We've seen glimpses of it against Man City, which was great, but we need to see it continue more. But let me know your thoughts on Mainoo. Peace.